Let's get into the rapper rankings, y'all. I've built a list, like a database almost, like if you're playing Hangman or whatever, you got a whole bunch of letters, but instead of the letters, you got rappers, and I created rankings that we're gonna go through. You see the list. We got Destroy Lonely, Ken Carson, Summers, Autumn, Rich and Mary, Dom Corleo, Can, Shay Romani, Ty Fontaine, Sofago, Young Chris, Jace, Lancey Foe, one of the activists, SSG Kobe, Young Chris, DC the Don, SGP West, Young Fazo, Glock 40 Spaz, Hard Rock, Rowan Thrax, Homicide Gang, Cochise, Yeet, Tana, Chulo, Slump Sixes, Lucky, Only Bino, Midwest, K Swab, Zeliocho, Mike Dimes, Lawsy. But yeah, we got everyone. This is kind of like the upcoming rappers, or like, obviously these people aren't underground. I hate when people get on me for that. Like, what do you want to describe them as? Like people who are buzzing but like not mainstream? It's just weird to even say. So I just wanted to make a 1 through 10 ranking, because I think that there's a lot of rappers on here that I think are going to blow up in 2023. I even said this in a tweet, that there are specific rappers that I'm buying their stocks, because 2023 they're going up. And yes, some of them are already up, but I think they're gonna go up even more, potentially. I don't know about mainstream, but like get to point of like Lucky, where they're maybe selling like 19, 20k, looking all big for the cameras. I don't know if it's even fair to have Yeet on here, because I even put him in the mainstream rapper list. So I might even just like put him above 1 through 10. So yeah, that's off the list. But let's see. I think the top, who's number one, y'all? Because I personally think the top rapper in this underground or like upcoming rappers, even though they're up already, is Destroy Lonely. And I'm not talking about strictly like numbers right now, but who's gonna be taking over the game in the next year? You feel me? Because he dropped an album, it didn't even get that much promo, and it got number 91 on Billboard. No Stylist blew up on TikTok. I think just his sound, he's already influencing a whole new wave of underground rappers. Before it was Rage, now it's like this Tumblr core of Hard Rock, Dom Corleo, Southside Silhouette, Rowan Thrax, and no hate towards them, but like, yo, they kind of underneath like the Destroy Lonely, drop down menu. You feel me? Someone's saying Summers. I think Summers is actually number 2, but might be interchangeable with number 1 in 2023, because as we all know, he just signed to 10K projects. He's likely to get big features on his next project. No, nothing's confirmed. I'm not trying to like give any hints here. However, he is going to have a big collab very soon. I've heard that there's a little sauce for you. But with 10K projects, you already know what kind of push they do. They have internet money under them. They got Trippie Redd underneath them. They got Ian Dior underneath them. They had 6ix9ine. They're basically a major label. So the label owner is the son of, I think, like Warner or Universal, Lucian Grange. Elliot Grange is the son. I think it's Universal, the largest music publishing group in the world. So he's got the bag to push his artists. And if Summers is there, you saw him get the Maybach, you saw him get the Diamond Grills. How much money you think they gave him to push his marketing for his songs, man? So I think he might even be number 1 above Destroy Lonely. But for now, we're just gonna put, because it really depends. This project need to be fire. I feel like, yeah, those two gonna be killing it. Okay, let's see. Cochise. I actually really liked the song he just dropped. What is it called? He actually had one called Creme Brulee, but he had a better one more recently called Cook Up, with the yeah, you can definitely stroke to that song. Pause. Let's see. Who do y'all think is number 3, y'all? Lucky. It's hard for me to put like Lucky or Cochise. That's what I was getting at, because they're already up. Like, they're low-key above this whole list. So it's not even fair to really compare like a Ken Carson or like a Destroy Lonely Summers. Like, if you're doing first week sales numbers, or you're hitting Billboard consistently with your singles, like, I don't know how many singles Coachie's got on Billboard, but Tell 'Em kind of like blew up. So he's kind of in his own category above this. You know what I mean? So I'll put Coachie's up here. I'm gonna put Lucky above Coachie's. Fago's gonna be an interesting one. Don't worry. I only did 10. And the reason I did that is because everybody below 10, like it's all, you know, once you get to the lower numbers, it don't even fucking matter. All right, who's underneath Summers? You're saying Fago's top 3. Are you sure? Is anybody outselling SoFago? I'm checking. Because remember, the underground stream numbers came out for SoFago. I'm not sure if they didn't count him because he low-key got a big look and maybe they considered him mainstream for that specific exercise, but maybe he was streaming less than like Autumn and them, but I doubt it. I feel like Knock Knock really blew up. He got the Lyrical Lemonade music video. So yeah, it has like 100. How many streams does SoFago's thing have? It's got to have a ton, like 40 mil at least. 206 mil on Spotify alone. So yeah, maybe that's why. Whereas Autumn and Destroy Lonely apparently only hit 200 mil for the whole year of 2022. I'll give SoFago a number 3. But notice, and I like SoFago's music, y'all know. I don't know how many times I need to say this just so the SoFago fans don't come out here and start biting my dick off while I sleep. So remember, SoFago used to be at number 1 or 2 interchangeable with Yeet last year, bro. A lot of shit has changed. Now look what's happening. He's not even at the top of the list for 2023 ranking rappers. So SoFago is number 3. Who is underneath him at number 4? I see y'all saying Ken Carson. There's Homicide Gang. Those are probably K-Swab. You know how much I love him. Pause. I think Ken Carson has a lot of hype. But if I'm gonna be real with you, I saw this hot take on Instagram in a comment, and I didn't like it because I didn't want the opium little dick riders to get on me. But I feel like Ken Carson at this point is kind of plateauing. Am I wrong? Because I feel like his hype was so high after Project X. I was like, oh my god, this dude's a fucking god. He just influenced a whole rage wave. And then what happened with what X? Just straight X. Crickets. Nobody even wants to be rapping on rage beats anymore. I feel like, you know, he's trying out this new low voice shit. I feel like he needs to switch it up, and that might be it, but I just feel like I haven't heard enough of it, or he hasn't hit the sweet spot on it just yet. So I really do think that he needs to prove himself this year. I'm ready. Look, I love Ken Carson, don't get me wrong. So I'm just saying. All right. So number 4, if we're talking about like who's going up this year, I think Ken Carson's got number 4. We basically have still the top rappers from last year in this upcoming generation, but they kind of switched spots. Before it was like Yeet, SoFago, then it was Ken Carson, and then Summers was actually kind of much lower than Can. Can was out streaming at the time, I believe. But now Summers boosted up, Destroy Lonely boosted up after they both dropped fire projects. Yeah, I see you saying Dom. I want to put Dom somewhere, but I don't want to blow my load just yet. I think he's going to fit somewhere in this top 10 list. However, I don't want to just look like a dick rider, although I do love me some Dom Corleo. And by the way, we might have like a Warzone stream or like a shopping vlog at some point whenever we link up. So wait on that. So some of the artists that I'm looking to put on this list that are new since last year are Glock 40 Spaz. I'll put a space between them. Hard Rock, and then wherever Dom Corleo is, right here. I think those 3 are fire. Although I think Hard Rock just needs to prove himself a little bit more. I feel like Dom Corleo is literally in his trajectory just keep going up. I know everybody's hating on him. People, every time I mention Dom Corleone, everyone's like, yo, he's fucking mid, he's fucking trash. I'm like, yo, what are you looking at? Because I'm looking at the numbers and he's just going up consistently. Ty Fontaine, Autumn. I've been liking Autumn's music lately. It's just very pop, but I just don't know if the numbers are there to back him, because as we've noticed, he also has recently gone independent. He's separated from his label Victor Worldwide. It just wasn't working out. I feel like Victor need to step his game up too, if we're talking like straight labels. Because I feel like every artist that's gotten underneath them, like Summers was signed to him too. And then what happened there? They had to split those three. I don't know if those are ready yet though. Uno's like basically quit. Lancey is garbage. Can needs to step his game up too. I feel like the last project was it's alright. Just felt like it all kind of sounded the same. Lawsy, yeah, his whole album was on that Sex and B shit. I like Mike Dimes, Zelly Ocho. He's probably not in the top 10. I want to give one to K Suave, but I don't know if that's gonna be too biased, because you know who the fuck is Lawsy? He had that Hotel song. Only Bino, Midwest, they're fire. Rolling Thrax. I feel like we can't really put Rolling Thrax on this list. If anyone in that wave is gonna go on there, it's gonna be Hard Rock, and then Dom Corleone is above Hard Rock right now. Tana, man, Tana's mad at me because I said something like he was watching the live stream, and we listened to Hell Yeah, I think, and I was like, yo, every time I listen to Tana, I feel like I'm a 16-year-old. Like I can't do this. So then he got all pissed, and it's like, I think one day when he listens to his music back, he'll realize what I'm talking about. I'm not shitting on him in general, but he's still a kid. Like I like listening to the older guys. It just relates to me more, you know? There's more substance in the lyrics, you know? But anyway, I'm just doing my job. I'm just giving my opinions. People can get mad at me. He blocked me. It's okay. I don't block anyone. That just means that whoever you block, it just means they won. But anyway, 5. I'm going to give... Chat, this is hard. D Savage. Honestly, I like a lot of D Savage's music. I just feel like he's not really part of this generation. Like he was in the older one with Uno, even though Uno's somehow related to this one. He just had like a second push. I do think that Jace is up here because no matter what, he does get some sort of attention every time he drops. And he gets the streams, allegedly. And he always puts up hits. Always. For some reason, he just knows how to do it. He's on his 3rd one. I don't even remember what it's called. Let me look it up. It's like some little dance thing. Band. He's got a couple joints on there. Come Here, 556. Although I feel like he's gotten away from his older sound that blew him up, where people thought he sounded like Lil Uzi Vert, but still he's progressing. So yeah, I'll give him a number 5 actually. I know people are gonna say rat. I'm just looking at straight numbers and potential, y'all. Although I don't know, considering that history that he has, will he ever push to mainstream? Will the hip-hop community accept him? Because I feel like even if he does get like a huge hit similar to Corvette, I can't remember the dude's name, but he got the Uzi feature, and then it came out that he snitched or whatever, and then Uzi just cut him off right there. So it's like, it's in the code, right? These rappers ain't gonna fuck with you, and you got to get the big cosigns, or you don't have to, but most of the time it's best to get the major cosigns, and I don't know if Jace is gonna get that anymore. So he's kind of gonna do it all by myself. Pop Hunter, that was the dude's name. Thank you. DC the Don. He got mad at me too when I said that his last album wasn't it, when it was like a Rage album. He's cool. I like DC the Don's music. Would I put him in the top 10 ranking though? That's another question. Because I feel like DC the Don been out here for a while. He's got a huge like cult fan base. I see all the DC the Don fans going wild for him, so no disrespect. But I feel like he already would have gone like up And maybe he's like semi-independent, a distro deal. I'm not entirely sure what's going on, but I feel like it would have already happened by now, you know? Midwest is cool too. Fuck with him. He's more of like the hyper pop wave, also rapper, very talented. But if we're talking strictly numbers, I'm low-key gonna put Autumn here because Autumn has a cult fan base too, regardless of what people say. And he's been making some good hits pop wise. And he randomly gets TikTok hits on the pop shit. So he's doing numbers. This is where I want to start putting, like, we got to put Homicide Gang because the Opium Dick Riders, they love them. I personally don't get it all too much, but they may even be putting up bigger numbers than like Autumn. I'm not completely sure, but I think they're going to continue going up every single album, especially if they're on actually, do I think that? I feel like it even might just be a fad. Like, I'm not even trying to hate on them, but I feel like so many people just like Homicide Gang because they're signed to Opium and because they're signed to Cardi. Nobody would be listening to them if it wasn't for the Cardi cosign. Now, granted, that might be true for the other two artists on the label as well, but I don't know, it just doesn't, their sound doesn't necessarily click with me as much as Ken Carson and Destroy Lonely. It's not as unique. Look, the only thing is Glock 40 Spaz needs to get out of jail, and then I think he's gonna go up, especially if he keeps making shit like what was that one song, like Remember Me? And if he signs to Cardi's management or Cardi or whatever is going on, if he gets the Opium cosign, you already know he's going up. That shit's gonna be crazy, especially because he already has his own organic fan base, and it just is blowing up even more with the Cardi cosign. So I think Glock 40 Spaz takes number 7. I think Dom Corleo going at number 8. I didn't want to put him up too high on the list, although I do see a lot of potential in the guy. I see kind of a little bit of yeet in him because he's a little white / Mexican, you know. He appeals to a different audience potentially. He's got somewhat of the Destroy Lonely, but also his own sound a little bit. Hard rock for sure going up. He's been a little bit grungy lately, but we'll put up with it now. I think he'll find his sound that clicks with the broader audience, but also his. You're asking where Yeet is? He's above the list. Him, Lucky, and Cochise are above the list. All right, who's at number 10, y'all? I'm gonna give it to my boy K Suave. Because here's the thing, K Suave is still independent. And he's still doing numbers. Yes, he got the cosign from Trippie Redd. But when he does sign to a label, it'll probably be through 10K Projects because Trippie's waiting to set up his label allegedly. And then he gets the feature from Trippie. He potentially gets it from a bunch of other people. I think he'll go up even more. If we're looking at numbers, I'm tripping. Yeah. Okay, so let's take off K-Swab then. But also, I'm not doing it completely based on objective numbers. I'm talking about potential almost. And I think this entire list is going up. But it also factors in a little bit of present time. But let's see. Maybe I can put someone else for y'all. For all the people asking about Ty Fontaine. So he recently just split up from Internet Money. He's not signing them anymore. And as much as I love Ty, and he's got some hits on there in his discography, or I don't know about hits, but like bigger songs and good songs. At the same time, he's now independent, so he's not going to get that same push. And so I'm trying to see what he's doing. I can't confidently say he's gonna go up right now until he gets his business straight. You feel me? I want to put like Homicide Gang or Rich Amiri. Now, I know people are gonna clown me for saying Rich Amiri, whatever, but yo, Rich Amiri this year came out with some good songs. As much as it might pain y'all because he's Internet Money, and for some reason everybody just hates on Internet Money, or like the underground does at least, but Rich Amiri came out with some good songs like Can't Die, Dirty Money, Is there anybody else that I'll put at number 10? These are like honorable mentions almost. K-Suave here. Yeah, I think that's about it. I think SSG Kobe is a surprising one, huh? He didn't even make the top 10. And before, he was literally like up there in the top 3 potential. It was like Yeet. It's actually before Yeet even came in, it was like Sofago and SSG Kobe were top 2. And then where is he gone? No hate, but like I feel like nobody really gets hype for him anymore. What happened?